Mahakal IAS, and today we are here to take ethics marathon session, right? So my humble request to all of you, those who watch my session on daily basis, my humble request to you guys, you come live and today see my teaching regarding how I am teaching ethics. The best of best content I will deliver to you. This is my promise to you. So I am giving 2 minutes for all of you to come here so that you can extract maximum knowledge from my side, right? So 1 minute. Yes, hope all is well, and today our ethics marathon session. If it is buffering or voice issue is there, you can just comment in chat section, right? So today is our first session, marathon session of ethics, and in this session we are going to discuss about ethics syllabus. So firstly we will look the important topics of ethics, then definitely we will proceed ahead with dictation part also, right? So what is your job? Your job is to just take one notebook and write down all the things which I am going to discuss, right? So first I am going to discuss syllabus with you guys. So the first topic of our discussion, that is ethics and human interface. So under this topic, ethics and human interface, we are going to discuss about what is ethics, right? How ethics originate, what is the essence, determinant and consequences of ethics in human action. When human is performing any action, then what can be the consequences of it, what will be the impact of human action on society, whether the behavior of human is ethical or not, that all things we have to discuss, right? Apart from it, we have to discuss about dimension of ethics, various theory related to ethics, the deontological approach related to ethics we will discuss, the teleological approach related to ethics we will discuss, right? The theory of Immanuel Kant we will discuss, Jeremy Bentham and J.S. Mill, what they have told regarding utilitarian philosophy, that we will also see. So starting 15 minutes I am going to discuss deeply the syllabus with all of you, and 1916 people are watching. Most welcome at Mahakal IAS, all of you, right? So first 15 minutes friends, we are going to discuss syllabus part, then afterward I will start teaching. So the first topic of discussion is ethics and human interface. Under this topic of syllabus, we have to discuss what is ethics, how human action can promote a good ethical behavior, right? These all things we have to discuss under ethics and human interface. Another topic is dimension of ethics, that I was talking to you regarding deontological approach, that focus on your means should be good to achieve end good result. And can you tell me who have given this deontological approach in comment section? Those all of you are watching to me, can you told me who have given this deontological approach? Kindly participate. So this deontological approach was given by Immanuel Kant, whose focus was on means. If we want to achieve good outcome, then our means should also be good. That was the core focus of Immanuel Kant. If you do cheating and acquire good marks in 10th or 12th examination, or say in college, but your means is not good to achieve that end result. End result is good. Everybody is appreciating you that you have scored, let's suppose 95 marks, 96 percentage, 95 percentage, but after certain period of time, after 10 years or 20 years, some guilt feeling, moral guilt feeling will develop inside you, and it will always lead to tense situation. Bad thought will come in your mind ki I have done not good. I have done cheating. That is why I have scored a good marks. This is not the reflection of my good behavior. So Immanuel Kant deontological approach core focus is on your means should always be good to achieve the end result, and always your action should itself result in end in itself. That is selflessness. The Vivekananda also emphasized on selflessness. You already know. Swami Vivekananda always emphasized your action should always be result in selflessness. If you are doing help of anybody, then you should not focus that in future that person should also help me. That should not be the criteria. If that will be the criteria, then it will lead to result in violation of Immanuel Kant principle. Immanuel Kant focus on that ki if you are not doing crime, but you are thinking in mind ki I will kill that person or I will tease that person, then only thinking in mind is itself wrong. Only thinking in mind is itself ethical. So you can just understand and just think how much pure or honest Immanuel Kant was, how much moral Immanuel Kant was, right? So Immanuel Kant also told, and in today's example also we can take the example of, let's suppose ki batsman Sachin Tendulkar. There were several instances in cricket when Sachin Tendulkar was LBW or let's suppose out, so third umpire said ki no, Sachin Tendulkar is not out, but Sachin Tendulkar itself know ki I am out, right? Sachin Tendulkar itself know ki I am out, and there were several instances when Sachin Tendulkar did not argue with umpire and he come back to pavilion. So when your means is good, right, you are adhering to highest universal principle, that are ethical principle. And what are that are ethical principle, friend? What are that are universal principle? So these universal principles are some of which following. You can just take your notebook. First is selflessness, truthfulness, compassion, forgiveness, fortitude, courage, sympathy, empathy. All these principles are universal principles. If you are adhering to these universal principles, then your action can be considered as moral. The word ethics was derived from Greek word ethikos, and ethikos means arising out of habit. Arising out of habit. When your behavior repeat continuously in same direction, right, then we can judge whether person behavior is ethical or not. If you develop the quality or habit of speaking truth, right, every day you speak truth, then gradually it result into development of your good habit, and this good habit over the period of time take the part of your character and conduct, and the study of this character and conduct is only considered as ethical or not. It will be depend on your habit. So if your habit is good, you respect elderly, you respect all religion, you show secular behavior, then we can say you are a moral person. You have mercy, you are courageous person, right? You have fortitude to fight with any injustice in society. Then surely we can say ki you are showing moral behavior. But if you are teasing someone, caste rivalry issue, you are indulging in caste rivalry issue, you are indulging in bad crime, you are indulging in crime such as heinous crime, rape, murder, then definitely we can say ki your behavior is not ethical. You are not ethical person. So ethical behavior depends upon your habit, and continuously your habit take the form of character and conduct, and study of this character and conduct over the period of time is known as ethics or ethical action or not, we can judge. Right? I hope that till now you have understood. If you have understood, then those of you who are watching, kindly comment in comment section and ask your doubt. If I move ahead, then surely there is also another approach, that is teleological approach. Teleological approach, the major thinker associated, or we can say major philosopher associated with teleological approach is Jeremy Bentham and J.S. Mill. There are two thinkers. One is Jeremy Bentham, another is J.S. Mill. The Jeremy Bentham focus on individual utilitarianism. In one line, utilitarianism means greatest good to greatest number. More and more people should be happy. That is the core aspect of teleological approach. More and more people should be happy. Right? That is the core aspect of teleological approach. And teleological approach always focus on achieving good end result. Your means is right or not. They don't focus on that. They only focus on end goal result. In end, your goal should be good. Whether your means is good or not, they are not taking care of it. They are totally focusing on end result. In end, humans should get happy. Human should be happy in end. Human should get good result outcome. That is the core aspect of teleological approach. If we move ahead and if we discuss in detail about teleological approach, so we will look in teleological approach there are two thinkers, as I have told you. One is Jeremy Bentham and one is J.S. Mill. Jeremy Bentham focus on individual utilitarianism. That means individual person should be happy. If individual person is happy, then the work of Jeremy Bentham is completed. But apart from it, the core philosophy which J.S. Mill want to discuss is that social utilitarianism should be the good. That means society should be happy. If individual promote collective conscience, if individual will develop good habit, if individual will show good character conduct, then definitely it will propagate moral value development in society. So social utilitarianism will be promoted automatically in society. And this social utilitarianism philosophy is given by J.S. Mill. And in case study also we will discuss about it. This philosophy, the core aspect of this J.S. Mill philosophy is also known as ethical altruism. Ethical altruism. Ethical altruism means that we have to show good behavior so that it will result in development of societal welfare. Society welfare will be there. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam achieve ho jaye. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam achieve ho jaye. How Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam will be achieved? How fundamental duty, directive principles of state policy will be developed? They will be developed only when the behavior of human is good. If behavior of human is not good, if behavior of human is not moral, then definitely human behavior cannot be considered as ethical behavior. And this behavior of human is good or not, how it develop, how the behavior of human is developed. So it develop from family onward. When child is born, the child is like clay. When child is born, the child is like clay. Right? The child is like a pot of soil. मिट्टी का घड़ा. जो children है वो मिट्टी के घड़े की तरह है. How you mold the child? That means family, parents, mothers, parents, family के जो members हैं, जिस तरीके से उस चाइल्ड को मोल्ड कर देंगे, then that pot of soil will result into good outcome or bad outcome. So child conditioning, how we are doing child conditioning, that will only develop and that will only result in good ethical behavior of human or bad ethical behavior of human. So child conditioning is the major factor which will determine whether the behavior of child is good or not. If in family the values such as truthfulness, compassion, forgiveness, fortitude, courage, selflessness, these values are taught to the children, then definitely we can say that the behavior of child will be good and it will result in good outcome. If a value such as caste rivalry, class rivalry, telling lie, teasing, backbiting, if these values are promoted in family, then definitely the behavior of child will be considered as unethical, right? Then behavior of child will be unethical, because whatever the child is learning from family, whatever child is learning in school, whatever child is learning in family from father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, that value he or she is adopting, and that is only slowly and gradually resulting into the behavior of children, or we can say it is taking the part of character and conduct, and this study of character and conduct only result whether the person is ethical or unethical. Hope those of you are watching, two friends are watching, hope till now all your concepts are crystal clear. If you have any doubt, you can just mention in comment section. If I talk about Indian society, so in Indian society, North culture is different, South culture is different, right? Several dance, drama, folk music, all these things are different in North, all these things are different in South. It can also be said that in North there are so many vegetarian person, in South more non-vegetarian persons are there. So for North, the South culture can be not good of non-vegetarian, but for South there can be several things in North which they also not like. So in India also, we know that India is a salad of ball, not a melting of pot. India is a salad of ball, not a melting of pot. That means that several ingredients of salad in bowl are taking, and when we are taking several salad, let's suppose कि मूली, tomato, all tomatoes, all we have together in one ball, and this ball is constituting a single unity. That is why India is known as diversity in unity country, right? So ethics action will determine whether your character and conduct is good or your character is conduct is not good. Apart from it, we also discuss about several philosophies. As this is marathon session, it will go long, right? So Plato philosophy is there, Aristotle philosophy is there, Socrates philosophy is there. Socrates also talk about Greek philosophy is there, Socrates. So Socrates, one important quote is, unexamined life is not worth living. Unexamined life is not worth living. So what does this quote mean to you? This can also be asked in UPSC Mains 2026 or 2027. The unexamined life is not worth living. One important quote, you can just take your notebook and can note this quote. Unexamined life is not worth living. So here Socrates want to tell that if you are indulging in wrong habit, let's suppose that the person is drinking every day, smoking every day, right, indulge in gambling, and he is not analyzing his life, in which direction life is going on. If some person is indulged in daily watching reels, as today's youth is indulged in reels, right? So if you are daily watching reels and for several hours you are just scrolling the mobile screen and just watching, but you don't know ki every day how much time you are wasting on mobile phone. Now there also weekly report from mobile also you have devoted your this much time this week to watching all the reels, all the videos, right? So those of you who are watching, I will also urge you as a teacher, as a mentor, that you should also take some step to reduce this time and make it a productive time by reading, developing reading habits, indoor outdoor activity. You can indulge in outdoor gaming, right? Because if you are so much indulge in watching reels, then it will result in so many bad habits. Slowly and gradually you will see your eyes are also affecting, your health is also affecting, right? So that will be a long great problem, or we can say bad it will result into a problem in long run, right? So Socrates' whole focus was on कि unexamined life is not worth living. If you are living that life which does not have any goal to achieve, then definitely it is not a good for you, right? You should always examine your life. So when Socrates told about that you should develop scientific temper, critical thinking, logical reasoning in thought, in process. So at that time in Europe, there was the control in the hands of king. There was no concept of democracy. Whatever the church and king said, वो पत्थर की लकीर हो जाती थी, right? Whatever the church and king said. No rational thinking was promoted, no scientific temper, no humanism. All the major decisions will be taken by church and king. So when Socrates propounded the philosophy of critical thinking, moral reasoning, scientific temper, temperance, then it hurt the church and king. And king ordered the Socrates to leave this territory next morning. If Socrates want to protect his life, then he should leave the territory next morning. If he will not leave the territory, then he will be hanged. So now it was on Socrates to take the decision whether I should leave this territory or not. But Socrates never compromised with his principle. And he said rightly, this land belongs to me and I will not leave this territory. Whether you will hang today or you will hang me tomorrow, doesn't matter to me. But this land belongs to me, and the critical thinking, the scientific temper, the moral reasoning need to be developed in human behavior. Then only the true development of society will take place. And same thing happened when next morning approached, then Socrates was hanged. But still the principle of Socrates of moral reasoning, critical thinking, scientific temper, courage, fortitude, that are alive till today. In similar manner, Bhagat Singh, also the best freedom fighter in India, when English Britishers told Bhagat Singh, he said sorry, right, we will not hang you. But Bhagat Singh also said one thing, Inqilab Jindabad. I will die, that is not the big thing for me, but I will not say sorry, right? I have not done any crime. So these are the principles of these leaders that will also be will study under human values from lives and teaching of great leaders, reformers, and administrator. This is also under syllabus under human value. So human values, lesson from lives and teaching of great leader, reformer, administrator, role of family, society, educational institution in inculcating value. So how role of family, I have already explained to you. Child conditioning, childlike play, how the value develop inside child. We have already discussed it a lot, right? Now, if I tell you the philosophy of Plato, and before jumping to Plato, one important quote of Socrates, an examined life is not worth living, and another quote you will note in your notebook, that I cannot teach you anything, but I can only make you think. This was the quote of Socrates. This you can, those of you who are watching this, you can just mention in your notebook and can make running notes with me. As it is marathon session, it will go along. So, the most important quotes of Socrates is also this, कि I cannot teach you anything, but I can only make you think. Socrates tell this, कि I cannot teach you anything, but I can only make you think, right? So this quote you can use in your UPSC mains examination, whether you are appearing in prelims 2026 after clearing it in mains stage or 2027. The next philosopher is Plato. Plato gave the concept of Plutonic virtue, and Plutonic virtue focus on developing some core philosophy, that is being courageous person, have wisdom. If you have wisdom, then you can take the best decision in life. If you does not possess wisdom, you will not be able to take best decision in life. So to take a best decision in life, you should have courage, and with courage you should have wisdom. The third thing which Plato considered best part of Plutonic virtue is having self-temperance. What does it mean, temperance? So temperance means कि you should follow the path of Madhyam Marg, as rightly said by Buddha. The situation can be more harsh or less harsh, no matter, but you will not lose your cool and composed mind. If you will lose your cool and composed mind, then definitely its outcome will be result in bad outcome. In administration also, there can be several instances when there will be a protest, right? And as a district collector, district magistrate, or superintendent of police SP, there will be several instances when you have to take a decision with temperance. And temperance means कि you should not show an extreme behavior. If it is a situation that mob is gathering, right, and mob is going violent, but without analyzing the situation, if you are indulged in just giving the instructions to subordinate to do lathi charge or fire, then it will result in bad outcome, right? It will result in bad outcome. So as a good administrator, the first thing you need to keep in mind is always take decision with cool mind and apply temperance in administration. Then only good decision will be taken and justice will be done, right? So Plutonic virtue also focus on courage, wisdom, self-temperance, and critical reasoning in thought. Plato also told one thing, that also you can note in your notebook in running notes, that good people do not need law, but bad people always find their path around law. Understand? Good people do not need law, but bad people will always find their path around law. If you are a good people, then no law needed for you. Let's suppose ki there is a traffic light, but due to electricity gone, now traffic light is not there, right? Signal is not generating, not showing green or red. If you are the people like those who follow law, then definitely you will not cross the signal, not jump the signal. You will stop for 2 to 4 minutes and slowly you will go. So for good people, no law is needed as it is said by Plato. But if you are bad people and if electricity is gone, signal is not generating green or red light, then definitely you will jump the signal, you will cross the signal, you will violate the law. So that was the core philosophy that Plato want to discuss, that good people do not need law, but bad people will always find their path around law. Right? Another example can be tax evasion. There are several instances where we can see tax evasion is happening. The bad people always finding loophole. How I can extract maximum money. Corruption is happening in bureaucracy also, right? Several instances of corrupt practices are seen. So bad people will always find their path around law, and good people do not need law. There are several instances when electricity bill are not deposited at right time, right? And afterward, all the people have one aspiration in mind ki in future government will waive this much bill, I will not need to pay. So this is not a good habit. So that is why Plato focus on the aspect that good people do not need law and bad people will always find their path around law. Another thing which Plato focused, that is similar on Socrates' line, that is critical thinking, scientific temper, humanism, rationalism in thought, right? That we have to follow. Apart from it, Plato also gives one thought, and that thought is that on the same line of Lord Acton, that is, the power corrupt and absolute power corrupt absolutely. If you are given power, then definitely it will result in misuse of that power, and you will certainly misuse that power in this situation. So human can stand any adversity in life, but if you want to test man's character, give him power. So this quote also you can utilize on several instances when question in UPSC mains question is like, what do you mean by power? So you can just mention in one line, as Lord Acton said that power corrupt and absolute power corrupt absolutely. You can just mention this quote, so it can be the better introduction in your answer, better structuring of answer. If your introduction is good, then the first impression is last impression. Examiner will also think ki the person have read all the basic stuff, right? Now we are going to jump on Aristotle philosophy. What was the core outcome of Aristotle philosophy? What Aristotle want to say what Aristotle want to told to society. So Aristotle also focus on being courageous, develop fortitude, self-temperance, courage, wisdom. These all virtues you should have. If you have this intellectual capacity to think rationally, scientific temper you have developed, then definitely you can live a good happy life. If you have not developed rationality in thought, not a developed moral reasoning, not a developed art of questioning, then you will lead a miserable life. You will live a miserable life. Because happiness does not only come through physical pleasure or sexual gratification or sexual pleasure. Right? The happiness comes from within. When we promote good behavior, when we promote good ethical behavior, when we try to analyze situation from different aspects by applying logic, by applying critical thinking, by applying scientific temper, by applying moral reasoning, then only happiness can be achieved, as rightly said by Aristotle. If you want to achieve happiness in life, you should develop intellectual development in life. And your intellectual development will come from your rational thinking, rational thought, good thinking. Then only you will become a better person. Aristotle also told about five senses, and those five senses are touch, taste, right? Touch, taste, watch, ear. So these are some senses according to Aristotle, and smell. So Aristotle told that if you have these five senses, touch, taste, hear, smell and see, then definitely your sixth sense will be developed, and that sixth sense is wisdom. You will definitely will have wisdom, and if you have wisdom, then definitely you will have the quality of better decision making, and better decision making also be study here ethical concern and dilemma in government and private institution. So there will be several instances in bureaucracy when you have to take decision, and whether your decision is ethical or not, there will be several instances when you need to think whether I am taking a good decision, whether I am taking a better decision, whether this decision is aligned to Gandhian philosophy or not. As Mahatma Gandhi always focus on, when you are in ethical dilemma, always think about last person who is standing in queue, the person who does not have wealth, the person who is poor. If being administrator, being a district collector, being a superintendent of police, if you are possessing the quality of taking decision in the welfare of poor, and whenever you are taking a decision, you are thinking about that last person and taking good decision, then only your decision can be considered fair, just, right? So these are the things you need to keep in mind. So Aristotle core philosophy was also focused on wisdom, courage, fortitude, temperance, self-belief, and then only Aristotle told कि if you follow all these quality, then definitely it will promote good human life, it will promote good human behavior, right? So we have discussed about Plato, we have discussed about Aristotle, we have discussed about Socrates, and initially I have discussed about with you what do you mean by ethics, what are the determinants of ethics, how your behavior can be considered as a good behavior, or how your behavior can be considered unethical behavior, right? And according to society also, American society, Indian society, there are different belief system, there are different habits, different value system. If in India there can be something which you can consider immoral, or you can say it is not a ethical, or you can say it is not a moral, it is not a moral behavior. Let's say live in relationship. So live in relationship will not be a good moral value, or will not be a moral behavior in Indian society, but this live in relationship will be a moral value in Western society. So whether your behavior is moral or not, it changes as per need of society, right? From today around 20 years back if we go, then we can say ki LGBT should not have sexual behavior, but Supreme Court now have given the verdict and scrapped Article 377, right? So whether anything is moral or not, this concept changes according to need of society, right? Now we should move forward, and I should discuss with you regarding social contract. What do you mean by social contract? So social contract is basically an agreement between government and governed. So social contract is basically an agreement between government and governed. So there is government, and government is governing the people. So between government and citizen there is a contract, and the name of that contract is social contract, right? So Hobbes told that human is selfish, murderous, nasty, Brutus. So Hobbes' philosophy said that human is selfish, murderous, nasty, Brutus, and for self-preservation, human can kill other human also. Human is so much indulged in self-pleasure, or so much indulged in selfishness, that in order to preserve himself, he can kill other human also. He can murder other human also. So if any human will murder another human, then definitely the peace will be disturbed in society. The law and order situation will be disturbed in society. So if we want to preserve peace in society, if we want to preserve law and order situation in society, then definitely we will need to take in account that there should be some authority who can better govern the person. And Hobbes talk about that authority, that there should be a government, or there should be some state who can govern this citizen. So this social contract is basically a deliberate agreement between government and governed, right? And Hobbes further said, in order to preserve justice in society, in order to maintain peace in society, in order to maintain law and order situation in society, state will have absolute power. Nobody can question the state. Nobody has the power to question the state. State will not be questioned at any cost, because state should have power so that it can maintain peace and harmony in society. It can preserve law and order situation in society. If state will have absolute power, then only state can maintain peace and harmony in society. Law and order situation will be prevailed. So state should have absolute power. But there are also criticism of Hobbesian philosophy. So what are the criticism of Hobbesian philosophy? So first criticism of Hobbesian philosophy is that you cannot say like this कि human nature is always selfish. Because if human nature is selfish, then why so many people have sacrificed their life for independence? If human nature is selfish, as Hobbes is saying कि human nature is selfish, then why so many people have contributed their life? Why so many people have sacrificed their life for independence? Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Mahatma Gandhi adopted the principle of non-violence and truthfulness, and by adopting these principles in whole life, he helped in liberating India from British rule. So several people have sacrificed their life for independence. So we cannot say in totality that human nature is always selfish. Human also possess selflessness. Kailash Satyarthi, you can take the example of Kailash Satyarthi. Kailash Satyarthi helped in achieving child labor. Child labor instances have eradicated from society. Bachpan Bachao Andolan, famous. Mother Teresa sacrificed her life for child welfare. Several good initiatives of Mother Teresa who belong to West Bengal, right? So there are several instances. Medha Patnaik, Narmada Bachao Andolan, Chipko movement was there to conserve flora and fauna. So we cannot in totality say that human nature is selfish, right? It is not always the case. The several farmer movements began. You already know that Bagha border, near Bagha border, several people came with tractor trolley, right? It was a very large queue, and in harsh summer and harsh winter also, the farmer have sacrificed their life. Several farmers died in winter, and ultimately government had to come on its knee, and government scrapped those farmer bill. So that is the power in democracy. People have authority to speak, to protest. So if we will give complete power in the hands of state as pointed by Hobbes, then definitely it will result in authoritarian rule. Constitutionalism will be disturbed. There will be no limited government. Misuse of power, misuse of authority. As already I told you, the Lord Acton principle will come here. The absolute power corrupt absolutely. If you want to test man's character, give him power. So that will come into account. So this is the criticism of Hobbesian philosophy, that you should not give complete power in the hands of state, because there are several criticism of Hobbesian philosophy. Then we can discuss next, that is Locke's philosophy. So Locke want to tell that it is very much needed to preserve and protect life of people. As you can see today, the fundamental right, Article 21, that provide for right to life with dignity also. After Manka Gandhi case, this phrase is added under Article 21, that right to life with dignity, right to life with dignity. You should live a good life, but it should also possess a dignified life. If life is not a dignified life, then it will compromise your fundamental right. It will compromise with citizens' right. Another thing, the law said that the public property of citizen, should also be saved. Public property of citizen should be safeguarded. If public property of citizen will be safeguarded, then only we can say that state is performing its duty to its fullest level. If life of people is not safeguarded, if property of citizen is not safeguarded, then definitely that state should be overthrown by the citizen. And those of you who are watching, you can also agree with me that we have also adopted this 5-year rule. In each 5 years there will be election will be done, right? The good aspects are taken by Bhimrao Ambedkar and other constitutional advisors from all over the world. That is why 2 years, 11 months, 18 days, it took a long time to formulate a good constitution or lengthiest constitution. Some critics also said that it is the lengthiest constitution. Several lawyers are there. So the core aspect of Locke's philosophy is this only: if state can protect the life of people, if state can protect the fundamental right of people, if state can protect the life of people, if state can protect the property of people, then only that state should be there. Otherwise people should have right to overthrow that state if state is not complying with achieving life of people, if state is not complying with saving or safeguarding the property of people. So this was the core aspect of Locke's philosophy. Another philosophy was given by Rousseau. So what was the philosophy given by Rousseau? So Rousseau focused on that So Rousseau focused on general will concept. Rousseau said that the majoritarian view should be prevailed in society. Whatever the view of majoritarian are there, that should be promoted. Majoritarian view should be promoted. Right. So majoritarian view should be promoted. That was told by Rousseau. And Rousseau gave the concept of general will. Democratic principle arrived from there. Democratic principles arrived from there. So Rousseau gave the concept of general will, right? And Rousseau also told that the democratic principle, citizens' liberty, equality, that should be preserved. And Rousseau also told one step further that human is born free. Human is born free, but human is born free, but he himself found in a chain. Human is born free, but he himself found in a chain. Human is born free. Human is born free, but he himself found in a chain when he is born in society. Which chain this Rousseau is talking about? So this chain is this chain is of having with several view about caste rivalry, right? Gender discrimination, gender stereotype, religious discrimination, right? So if anybody is talking about religious rivalry, caste rivalry, gender discrimination, gender stereotype, so human is born free and human is baby. So he or she does not know about anything. Whether that person is belonging to general category, whether that person is belonging to OBC, whether that person is belonging to scheduled caste, whether that person is belonging to scheduled tribe, whether that person is Hindu, whether that person is Muslim, whether that person is Sikh, whether that person is Christian, human does not know. But after born in society, only he know कि the person belong to which caste, the person belong to which religion, the person having gender, all these things the one noted when he is born. So human is born free, but he himself found in a chain. This quote also you can note, and this quote you can use whenever there is a question in UPSC mains. So this was the core philosophy of Rousseau. So whatever I have discussed with all of you, whatever I have discussed with all of you, you can just mention in comment section if you have any doubt regarding today's session, as already 56-57 minutes are over, and if you have any doubt you can just mention in comment section. So those of you who are watching me, I am very happy that you people are showing your support to me, and in upcoming time also I will take so many sessions regarding ethics, and our UPSC foundation batch for 2027 is going to be commenced from 15th of April 2025. So 15 अप्रैल 2025 से हम लोगों का यूपीएससी का बैच भी जो है लॉन्च होने जा रहा है। तो आप लोगों को जिस किसी को की भी एडमिशन की अगर रिक्वायरमेंट हो, सो आप लोग जो है मेरे मोबाइल नंबर पर मुझसे बातचीत कर सकते हैं, और मेरा मोबाइल नंबर है 9340786461 9340786461। इस मोबाइल नंबर पे आप मुझसे जो है बातचीत कर सकते हैं रिगार्डिंग एडमिशन। सो कंप्लीट 10 month फाउंडेशन फॉर यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट, राइट, and we will completely cover prelims and main syllabus. So those of you who have requirement regarding UPSC preparation, you can just text message on WhatsApp or on call. So definitely I will reply you, right? So friends, now time to move on, as already this is a 1 hour session completed, our ethics marathon session, and several concepts regarding theory of Plato, regarding theory of Aristotle, regarding theory of Socrates, what is ethics, how ethics evolved, right, how child conditioning happen, how it influence our behavior, right, the salad of ball concept, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, philosophy, Rousseau, Hobbes, Locke, social contract philosophy, all things we have discussed in this 1 hour session. If you guys have any doubt regarding this lecture, and if you watch this live session afterward also, so you can also ask doubt after watching this session. If you have any doubt, you can just text me on WhatsApp, on my WhatsApp number, that is 9340786461. One thing I can guarantee you, if you watch this complete lecture, then so much crystal clear concept will be there, and you will not possess any difficulty in doing answer writing, because I have provided you a best of best material, best of best content from my side. Right. So now friends, it is a time to move on, right? And I will take another session. So thank you very much, until take care and bye bye.